Did you know that Nevada is one of the least educated states in the country? Or that the state of Louisiana has one of the highest poverty rates? After our video about the best states to live in America, we figured it was only right to do another version of the top 10 worst states to live in America. You should know things are about to get ugly because we are not holding back on this one. To determine which of the country's states deserve spots among the top 10 worst states, we examined numerous factors including healthcare, infrastructure, education, natural environment, economy, cost of living, crime rates, and more. Better get those moving boxes ready because your state might just be on this list. 10. Nevada. Nevada, yeah, you heard me right. While the Silver State of Nevada is known to attract visitors and vacationers from all over the nation thanks to the casino-rich city of Las Vegas, actually living in the state is where you should draw the line. The state of Nevada boasts of top-ranked infrastructure and a thriving economy, but most other sectors of the Silver State are somewhat lacking. Nevada ranks 47th in creating opportunities for its residents, which is a rather low rank for such an economic state. Since the state runs largely on a tourism-based economy and has an unemployment rate of 4.4%, most of the career opportunities, when you do find them, won't be much more diverse than working in hotels and casinos. The education system here is another lowly ranked sector of the state. Nevada is one of the least educated states in the nation, so raising a family with children in need of a good education might not be all that easy in this state over the coming years. Nevada may be seen as the Silver State, but it looks nothing like the beauty of something valuable. Filled with deserted open spaces, there are next to no exciting sights in the state for miles other than the lights of Las Vegas. To crown it all, the heat in some parts of the state will leave you dehydrated and in search of water, which is a resource the Silver State doesn't have much of in abundance. 9. Tennessee. Tennessee is the 36th largest state in the country by area and one of the more populous. Each year, the state gets millions of visitors who flock in to enjoy the popular tourist attractions. That is, however, just one of the many sides of the big state. The other side shows that in recent times, and probably in years to come, Tennessee has become one of the worst states to live in. The state ranks high in the country in terms of violent crimes, which makes it not the safest state to be living in. The crime rate here currently sits above the nation's average crime rate in both violent and property crimes, and that's just one of the reasons why living in Tennessee would suck. Another reason is the healthcare system, which is very much in need of improvement. The cost of getting treatment, the quality of service, and even the treatment of the elderly are aspects the state needs to work on, aspects that right now make living in Tennessee not so great. The education system in the state is one more reason why this state is currently on a list like this. The school systems here are ranked among the 10 worst in the country. Having looked at the healthcare and education systems, you are probably wondering, what about the weather? Well, that sucks too. Tennessee has long been prone to severe weather ranging from tornadoes and powerful storms to flooding, and unfortunately, things are only going to get worse. According to a new climate report, the state will most likely face unprecedented warming this century. This warming will in turn intensify droughts, extreme heat events, and precipitation. 8. Indiana. The state of Indiana doesn't have a bad economy, being a major exporter of cars, car parts, and pharmaceuticals. So why exactly is it on this list? Well, for one, the Hoosier State periodically does not rank high with healthcare compared to other states in the country. Access to the public health system for the average Joe in Indiana is at its lowest, and the state has continued to show concerns for the general state of mental health among the state's residents. The education system in Indiana for some time has simply been a mess. The system is currently too costly and has a high-stakes assessment system that places way too much pressure on the kids. It's not hard to see why mental health is a concern among some of the residents of the state. 7. New Mexico. In the Southwest, New Mexico is the next state we are going to have a look at. Dubbed the land of enchantments, this American state is the 5th largest state in the country and the 36th most populated. Despite the size and views of New Mexico, the state is ranked on many counts as one of the worst places to live in America now and in more time to come. According to WalletHub, the land of enchantment ranks the lowest among all the country's states in terms of quality of education. Yes, the education system in New Mexico is in an abysmal state, and there's simply not enough money in the schools to provide adequate learning. Creating opportunities for its residents is another aspect where the state of New Mexico is sorely lacking. As a result, the state has an unemployment rate of about 4.2%, and with the number of people looking for means to pay their bills, this may very well be one of the causes of the sky-high crime rate here. The amount of violent crime and property crimes is significantly higher than the country's average, making New Mexico one of the most unsafe states to live in and definitely one of the worst too. 6. Louisiana. Considering the situation of Louisiana today, the state is by far one of the worst states in the country. According to the FBI, the Pelican State ranks 5th for the highest crime rate in the nation, with about 639 violent crimes for every 1,000 people. It may not always be the case, but violent crimes are often more common in areas having high poverty rates. That seems to be the case with Louisiana because it is ranked 2nd in the U.S. for poverty rates at 19%, just barely being beaten by Mississippi. With a sizable population of the state living below average, quality public resources and benefits should be one of the premier offerings to its residents, but this state does not offer much in that regard. The public health care here is one of the worst in the country. According to a report from WalletHub, the cost of access to health care, the quality, and the medical outcomes are all worrisome. 5. Missouri. The Midwestern state of Missouri, although more rural when compared to other states of the country, lacks the peace that its rural charm promises. Living in this state can take a huge toll on its residents because the crime rate here is one of the country's highest. As of now, there is a 1 in 184 chance of a Missouri resident being a victim of a violent crime and a 1 in 40 chance of having your property stolen. The cities of Springfield, St. Louis, Kansas City, and Bridgeton are often ranked high in criminal activities, and a good thing to have in the state is a good theft insurance policy for your property. Frightening crime rates is merely one of the reasons why the Show Me State is ranked as one of the worst states to live in. Another reason is the failing healthcare system. Availability of the necessary healthcare services, access to said services, and adequate healthcare insurance policies are all things that Missouri residents can only dream of. That is why not just the state of Missouri, but also its healthcare system is ranked among the top worst in the country. The extreme weather is another reason Missouri earned a spot on this list. The summers in the state can get very hot, and the winters can get colder than any thermometer can measure. 4. Arizona. Arizona is one of the largest states in the country, the 6th to be specific, and it's also one of the more populated locations in the nation. Although the Grand Canyon state has an economy that is in tip-top shape, the state is now one of the worst places you can call home. Arizona has become one of the unsafest states you can live in because there is a 1 in 199 chance of being a victim of a violent crime and a 1 in 43 chance of being involved in property theft. Arizona comes above the nation's average crime rate in both violent and property crimes, and that's just one of the reasons why living in Arizona is the worst. The healthcare system, which is very much in need of improvement, is another wrench in the Grand Canyon state's livability issues. The cost of getting treatment, the quality of service, and ER response time are aspects of medical care the state needs to work on. Overall, the state's healthcare system is considered to be in critical condition. Not to mention the education system in the state ranks last in school test scores, safety, dropout rate, and pretty much every other thing that's important in education. Arizona is fast shaping up to be one of the least educated states in the country. To top it off, the weather in Arizona can kill you, literally. During summer months, Temperatures in the Arizona desert have been known to reach and even exceed 100 degrees every day. Even worse is the fact that sunset does not bring immediate relief because temperatures can hover around 100 degrees well into the hours after dark. 3. South Carolina. The state of South Carolina has experienced a boom in tourism in recent years. Charleston, Myrtle Beach, and Hilton Head are top attractions on the East Coast for a vacation or short visit. While all that sounds glamorous, it is an entirely different ballgame if you are actually living in the Palmetto State. Raising a family in South Carolina is not the easiest thing to do. The education system in the state is sorely in need of improvement. The state has the 6th worst school system in the country, which makes it not the best place to raise kids. That and South Carolina's crime rates, which are higher than the national average, have been a constant worry for the state's residents in recent years. Even the safest cities in the state are not lacking in violent crimes, and if that's not bad enough, you can't even afford to get hurt in South Carolina. The healthcare system is another failing of the state. It is highly ranked as one of the worst state healthcare systems in the country. Reports say that the average ER wait time in South Carolina is terrible, and so is the cost and access to quality medical care. 2. Oklahoma. The first thing that should come to mind when considering the south central state of Oklahoma as one of the country's worst states is the fact that it is still part of what is known as the Tornado Alley. Yes, the state gets more than its fair share of natural disasters, and according to some sources, Oklahoma City was once hit with about 5 tornadoes in a single day. When not dodging natural disasters, the residents of Oklahoma dodge humans with criminal intentions. The crime rate in the state is above the national average. To this effect, there is a 1 in 217 chance of you being a victim of violent crime in Oklahoma and a 1 in 37 chance of property theft. The healthcare system is another cause for concern among residents. The system is in poor shape, which leaves some citizens unhealthy to say the least. Just as the patients aren't doing well in the state's hospitals, the kids aren't doing any better in the schools. Most Oklahoma students are behind in school, a testament to the failing education system in the state, which is currently one of the worst in the country. 1. Texas. This one might come as a surprise. Texas is the 2nd largest state in the country by area and also one of the most populous. The Lone Star State is located in the south central part of the country, which gives it a diverse climate to go with its dense population. The state is considered one of the worst states in the country because, for one, it ranks high in terms of violent crimes. Texas comes in above the nation's average crime rate in both violent and property crimes, and that's just one of the reasons why living in Texas would suck. The healthcare system in the country is yet another cause for concern, especially after taking into consideration the number of residents in the state. The cost of getting treatment, the quality of service, and even the treatment of the elderly are aspects where the state's healthcare is visibly lacking. The education system in the state is one more reason why this state is currently on a list like this. In a state as big as Texas, the school system is ranked among the 10 worst in the country. Now, what about the best states to live in America for 2023? Watch this video to find out about those.